And so are the tourists. Remember, they need to tell them about the sporran.
So we have police at the back. I don't have any pockets. Where would my phone, where would my money go, where would my keys go? In a sporran.
Yes, guys, what is it?
Sporran.
Job done. It was a rocky start, but have Team Jaomi pulled it out of the sporran?
The team that I think is doing best is John and Naomi.
Crazy.
I think the winners will probably be Naomi and John. Jaomi.
So, halfway through, and the competition is heating up. This time, Edward and Chris have to get across not one, not two, but 3 symptoms of the bubonic plague. Brought to you in association with rats.
I've got the plague, I've got the plague.
One dying Edward. And one beaky doctor.
Oh, this is my doctor. He's going to help.
I'm a doctor. Plague doctors wore these beaky things.
Who wants to squeeze my bubo? No. Fine now, get the doctor to do it. Don't freak out.
Isn't that disgusting?
I've got these black spots on my stomach.
And a high fever? Have you got a high fever?
So hot right now, and I'm talking about both legs.
He's definitely got the plague.
Well, that's the symptoms taken care of. But could the tourists follow what was going on?
Well, I think we better get rid of this dead body. What do you guys reckon? Come on, let's go.
The team I think is doing best is Edward and Chris. I'd say Edward and Chris's team. Edward and Chris's team. Because they're all dramatic and funny.
Doesn't Edinburgh have, like, a tropical beach we could tell them all about?
What? John and Naomi are in a graveyard and are going to extreme lengths for their final story. They must get across to the tourists who the grave robbers would sell the bodies to.
Neil McCain is going to be the best idea ever.
No, it's not. It's a terrible idea.
So Naomi's not convinced about John's plan, but I'm sure he'll let her out, won't he? Won't he?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Think what I do for Jedward.
I'm here to explain to you guys what grave robbing was. Do you guys know what it is?
Yes.
No, you don't, guys, because I'm going to explain it.
Okay, so the tourists have heard of grave robbers, but have they heard the story about the bell?
Grave robbers, okay, would dig up the bodies, bring them to the medical schools, and sell them for £7. How much?
£7.
And the reason why he took the bodies up was because the medical schools, they wanted as much bodies as possible, so they experiment on them. And then back then, it was so scary because they didn't know so much about the bodies, and sometimes they buried people alive or unconscious. And if they woke up, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? And they'd see a string attached onto them. They'd pull the string. Guys, look! Naomi's ringing the bell. Should we let her out?
Yes!
What if that's just the wind blowing? Right, do you think it's Naomi?
It's me!
All right, then let's let her out. Come on, let's do this. Come on, guys, pick it. Let's get her out of here. Naomi, you're alive. You're alive.
Alive. Didn't you hear me ringing the bell?
Very memorable, Team Jaomi.
Go, Jeremy.
But did all that coffin chaos get in the way of the facts?
It was good learning all about how they buried people alive as well, and I like the whole bell thing going on.
Now it's over to Edward and Chris for their final story, and no expense has been spared on this one.
Come on, guys. We got a lot to learn.
They're explaining the story of how witches were found guilty. Chris should have an advantage here. After all, he was in Harry Potter.
Anyone could be accused of being a witch. You could be a witch. You could be a witch.
You're a witch.
You
What's
could be
going on there?
accused of being a witch.
Witch.
Then you'd be tortured. Or you might be given trial by water.
Do you guys want to know how trial by water works?
Well, basically, if you were innocent, you drowned. Because, you know, you weren't magic. You just drowned and you died. But if you were a witch, then obviously you could do magic and you would float to the surface.
A witch isn't guilty. She just wants to fly away.
Well explained by Chris, but Edward's flying witch might have distracted the tourists from the info. We'll soon find out as the tours are now over. Both teams have put everything into their tours of Edinburgh. But have the tourists learnt those vital facts? Or were the flying witches and all that coffin nonsense too much of a distraction? It's time to find out. It's time for the big test.
How many pirates were locked up in Edinburgh Castle.
They're being asked one question on each of the stories.
21 pirates.
21.
For each correct answer, there's a point in it for the team who told that story.
How many years ago is the castle rock a volcano?
And the team with the most points will win.
I think it was 4-2 something. What is a sparring used for? To put your belongings.
So it's the moment of truth. The scores are in. Who will win and who will face a bucket of fake pee and poo called the Gardaloo? There it is.
I don't want to get crunched.
The results of Jedward's big adventure in Edinburgh are, with 24 points, it's John and Naomi.
No!
Is that good or bad?
I think it's good or bad. I probably got 10.
While Edward and Chris have scored a total of 28.
It's victory for Edward. So far in the series, both boys have won 2 shows each.
The winner gets to perform the Edinburgh ritual of Gardaloo on the loser.
I don't want Gardaloo. I don't want poo and pee and all that stuff. We go Gardaloo and like, and I'm only all smelly.
Oh dear. Did we forget to tell Team John that the buckets of Gardaloo are not real? It's just gravy and pot mixed together. Oh well, too late now. Brace yourselves. This is going to be messy.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Is my hair ruined? What is it? It looks like someone got sick on you.
I think it's worse than sick.